Encerramento da segunda reunião de presidentes de comissões de relações exteriores dos parlamentos do BRICS. Na mesa, a senadora Tereza Cristina, vice-presidente da Comissão de Relações Exteriores do
Senator
Senado,
Tereza Cristina, Vice
o senador
President
que vos
of
fala, Nelsinho Trade. Excelentíssimas senhoras e senhores,
Ladies and
presidentes e
gentlemen,
representantes das
presidents
comissões
and
das relações
representatives
exteriores dos
of
parlamentos
the commissions
BRICS
of foreign
e de
relations
países
of
parceiros,
the parliaments of
ilustres
BRICS
colegas da
and
mesa,
partners,
excelentíssimos membros de representações diplomáticas,
colleagues on the table,
aqui
members of
presentes, caros
diplomatic
colegas parlamentares,
representations
senhoras e senhores.
and
É com muita
parliamentary.
alegria e sensação de dever cumprido que finalizamos a segunda reunião
We're finishing the
de
second
presidentes da
meeting
Comissão de Relações
of presidents
Exteriores dos parlamentos do BRICS.
of
No dia de
foreign
hoje,
relations
exercitamos
of parliaments
o
of
nosso
BRICS.
indispensável papel
Today,
de aprofundar a
we
democratização
talk about our
e a
role
eficiência na
about
condução das
deepening
nossas relações exteriores.
democracy
Como
in our
presidentes de
relations.
comissão de relações
Like
exteriores
presidents
dos nossos
of
parlamentos,
commissions of external
somos
relations in the
atores
parliaments,
essenciais no processo de
we're
implementação de
actors
compromissos firmados no âmbito do BRICS e no reforço da cooperação entre os integrantes
in the reinforcement of cooperation between countries. Today we have the opportunity to know and share experiences and good practices that will be fundamental to widen the public debate in our commissions. We thank the presence of everyone that came from your countries to strengthen this forum that is each time more relevant for our population. With the floor now, Senator Tereza Cristina with her final considerations.
Thank you, Senator Nelsinho. Ladies and gentlemen, as we wrap up this second meeting exterior of the BRICS parliamentarians, I would like to express my acknowledgments to have elevated the level of the debates to the genuine constructive dialogue. This is the main raw material of parliamentary diplomacy. Listening and respect to differences and commitment to results. The working sessions, they approach the axles that really comprehend the roles of the BRICS and the world we wish to build. We started with the trade. We have affirmed the understanding that there's no room to be hostage to the international pressures that lack predictability and equity. The strengthening of exchange between BRICS countries shows not only as a strategic need, but as a sign of pragmatism and autonomy and maturity. Free trade based on rules, as we all know, is a player of the economic development, of climatic issues, and food safety. We should not consequently be submitted to conjunctural or parochial interests. We talked about promoting investments and technology transfer for sustainable development. And here again, there's a great field of opportunities. Brazil has advanced concretely with innovation and bioeconomy. It's not by chance that we are a reference in renewable energy, low carbon emission agriculture, and sustainable food production at large scale. These solutions may and must be shared with our BRICS partners, and beyond can be improved based on several models with distinct experiences and local knowledge. Financial institutions have showed the importance of strengthening our institutions as the new development bank. It's time to move forward, building alternative mechanisms that will offer stability with no ideological or political hurdles in transversal global health, economic development, climate, and artificial intelligence. The focus for the next coming days for the BRICS must be the same: practical operation with clear goals and focus on results. Technology, for example, cannot be a dependency factor. It can be a vector of sovereignty, especially anchored on values such as transparency, ethics, and inclusion. Finally, as we treat the necessary reforms of international architecture, it's evident that the BRICS have legitimacy and enough cohesion to propose pathways that value multilateralism, rehabilitate international rights, and reinforce the forums where the countries have voice and voting power congruent to current reality. It's clear that parliamentary diplomacy has a fundamental role. We are open to political channels, to legitimacy for international alternatives, to guarantee that integration is not restricted to offices and comes to the society, to the real citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, history has no ready trajectory, and the rituals are not an end by themselves, but an instrument for a more balanced world, more pluralized and more fair. It's within our hands to give intensity to this instrument, transforming affinity into trust and trust into long-lasting cooperation. Thank you for the quality of the discussion and the frankness, making this meeting more than a formal commitment, but a concrete step forward towards a more representative global governance. May we be connected by this common agenda with a sense of consciousness and a long-term view, not only to renew our commitment, but above all, represent real advancements. Thank you all so much, and see you soon.
We would like to thank the final considerations of the Senator Teresa Cristina, Vice President of the Foreign Relations of the Senate, and we'll pass the floor to the summary of the Brazilian presidents. The meeting of the Parliament of the BRICS, the Parliament has the honor to receive on June 3rd in our capital the meeting of the presidents of foreign commissions of parliaments of BRICS. In this opportunity, we debated economical subjects for the members of the group. It was the second meeting in this format after the discussion last year. I would like to congratulate all the participants and thank for all the contributions that all delegations brought. The economical relations between the members of BRICS are fundamental for the stability of their economies. The collaboration goes beyond exchanging goods. It also includes transferring technologies, coordinating policies, and creating our own financial institutions. This strengthens our countries and increases the collective development of our bloc, creating new opportunities. On the 3 sessions of the discussions, we discussed themes like foreign trade, investments, finances. On the first session, we talked about mutual gains. There's also a necessity of development of the institutions of free trade. We need to strengthen multilateralism on our trade relations. We also need the exchanges and the benefits to be reverted in favor of our population, being the stability for the supply chains and fundamental for trading. The second session was dedicated to the subject of investments. We talked about the deepening of our. It's necessary that we strengthen this environment for investments between our countries, attracting different investors. About transfer of technologies and the capacity of innovation, both are an essential element in this context. With that, the members and partners need to work for partnerships that put in favor our productive capacities. The third session had the scope strategic processes for countries in BRICS, with an emphasis for the development of new instruments that are resilient. We need to create a favorable environment for entrepreneurs and increase the infrastructure of the countries inside the group. We need to promote more resources for infrastructure with quality and also for innovation and technology. We need to think of BRICS as a cooperation, an environment of cooperation. And the political liberty is essential to increase the economical liberty. We want to create a world that is multipolarized, not only in a geopolitical way, but also sensibilizing different histories and coexist with dignity, each one with their voice and their own project. Brazil considers important the meeting of these presidents on the foreign relations in BRICS and needs everybody to compromise, and these type of reunions being more common. More than the simple expression of our worries, the contributions represent the aspirations of these different nations that integrate BRICS, expressed on the representatives of each parliament. We will publish this summary hoping that everything that was debated in this meeting will be considered on the parliamentary forum of BRICS that will be done in Rio de Janeiro, happening in the city of Brasília, June 3rd, signed by Deputy Filipe Barros and Senator Nelsinho. Thank you. And this is the final letter of our meeting. Before finishing this meeting, we would like to invite once more for another coffee break now at our black room that is really interesting to be visited here alongside us, and to welcome the meeting that is going to happen tomorrow in our forum here of BRICS. I declared as finished our meeting, and thank you very much.